What's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? Good evening. All right. So, what do we got in store tonight, guys? We have not been doing the 8 p.m. live streams for a little while, so it's good to be back. What's going on, guys? Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Still in our liquidity zone here. Rejected. It's funny, guys. We were so high earlier today. We were almost at the 30-day moving average. And then we rejected all the way back down, and we ended up closing around $111,550. Sitting back at $111,127 right now. And damn. Yeah. Well, there you go then. So what do I think is going to happen with Bitcoin here, guys? What do I think is going to happen? Personally, I think that we are going to see inflation tick up a little bit with CPI and PPI this week. And we're going to drop down to around, at least we're going to drop down to 110,142 here. And I think if that doesn't hold, we're coming down to 108,200 again. We're going to double bottom, and then we're going to move up after the rate cuts. After Powell is bullish on a rate cut in October, right? So that's what I think is going to happen. Strawberry Dragon dropping that super sticker. Thank you so much, Strawberry Dragon. I appreciate you. Let's get into the chat a little bit, guys. That is the only super chat we have to get started. So let's jump into the chat. I got to cough first. Hang on a second. Damn, that one made me lightheaded. Whew, all right, let's go. What do we got? Oh, we got a super chat. Phil, dropping that cheddar. Good evening, Rob. What are your latest thoughts on McCabe and Honey? Man, McCabe and Honey. Well, I'll be honest with you. My thoughts have not changed on either one of them, to be honest with you. But let me have a look at McCabe. We have a looky-loo here at it. I want to see the chart. I want to see what the price action has been like. Yeah, okay. McCade's not looking bad. All right, so basically just been in this descending channel here. for quite some time, right? Falling wedge pattern, very, very bullish structure, my friends. That is quite the move. Now, listen, here's what you have to take into consideration, though, right? Is that there's not a lot of history on this chart, right? So that makes it a lot harder to get an accurate kind of read. But what I would say is that your breakout on this is going to be somewhere around 3 cents 286, something like that. 3 cents 286. So if you get that breakout from where we are now, you'd be looking at roughly a 181% move up. That's a nice juicy move, man. A nice juicy move. Keep in mind though, there's not a lot of history on the chart here to watch. So as for honey, yes, I am just as bullish on honey as ever, my friend. Cliff, thank you, Rob. I greatly appreciate you kicking out that YouTube short while top of your mind post-workout. Hey, absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Gotta keep you guys on your toes, man. Gotta keep you guys on your toes, brother. Benjamin, Ondo pumping. Take a peek. Is Ondo pumping? Is Ondo pulling a quick little pump on me behind my back? Let me have a look. Ondo, acting up while I'm not paying attention. Get your shit together, Ondo. Look at that. Ondo having a structural breakout. I mean, well, not yet. Not yet. We're pressing resistance right now. Very nice, very nice. This is what, look what happened last time we were in this structure for Ondo, right? Look at this. It was much bigger. But we ended up breaking out. Boom. Nice break to the upside. Doing the same thing now. So where, oh, where could a breakout bring us to on Ondo? I mean, from the, oh, roughly, I did probably looking at a break somewhere around, could see $1.30, close to $1.30 for Ondo if this breakout happens. Very nice, very nice. Beast mode, what's up, man? Thoughts on the possibility of thoughts on a possibility of chance to scoop well under 2 pennies before kaboom. What is Moonwell right now? Where is Moonwell? Where is Moonwell? I'll just pull up the chart. Screw it. Now look at that. We broke down, man. We broke down. Damn. We could not hold that structure. A little bit of a double top, and then we collapsed to the downside there. Eh? Look at that wick. Holy smokes. We wicked down to 1 cent 79. Congratulations to anyone who managed to catch that little wick to the downside, man. To be honest with you, man, I don't know. This seems like a pretty solid support level. You could come down as far as you could come down right around there, around 2 cents 26. I don't know if you're gonna see. I don't know if you're gonna see under 2 pennies though, man. Maybe, but you'd have to lose this 2 cent 26 level first, in my opinion. So that's what I'd be watching. You notice how we dropped below it, and then the buying pressure just shot it right back up again, right? So that would be hard. You'd have to set a limit order to buy it at that price, right? Whatever price you wanted. So if you want to try to scoop some up below 2 cents, maybe put a limit order in just in case, right? You never know, but it might wick down again like that. You could have filled an order, right? So, yeah. Something to keep an eye on, my dude. Something to keep an eye on. All right. What else do we have? J Money in the house. Bulbasaur, first Pokemon of the day. Let's get it. Crypto JPEG. Good evening. Excellent pick on the swing trade. My first entry, and we're doing great already. Yeah, it's kind of going in the opposite direction now, but it was a 15.86% return, I think. So yeah, we have an open trade right now, guys, that we just opened up a little while ago, and I think it has the potential to be a beast of a swing. So if you want to know what it is, guys, if you want to get in, get over to our trading group on the Patreon immediately. It's a me, Mario. That beat always hits hard. Let's hang on, go, future. Let's do it. Matt, what's going on, buddy? Wendy, what's happening? I love this tune for the start. Nice, nice, nice. All right, guys, hit the like and subscribe on the way in. We got 160 people here. We got 51 likes. Let's get those likes up, guys. Let's get to 100. Dave, what's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Strawberry Dragon in the house. Quinn, what's up, my guy? Good to see you. William and H. Barbarina in the house. What's up, fam? Ethan, hey, Rob. Alt season index is sitting at 71, which is so close to alt season. Why does it feel different than last December when we were here? Sentiment aside from YouTube channels seems negative. That's actually a good thing, though, Ethan. If the sentiment was bullish, if everybody was bullish right now and expecting like this big run to the upside, I would be bearish, right? That's when I would be bearish. But for now, with everybody being so negative and toxic, I'm bullish, right? We always want to be counter whatever the sentiment is in the market. So we're sitting at a 69 right now. We're close to altcoin season. We're close, right? To an altcoin season. But what I would couple that with is, hang on, un momento, por favor. What the heck is happening here? Hang on a second here, guys. I got this wacky little thing going on here on my. What is going on with the M2? Check this out, guys. Look at my M2 chart. Okay, apparently the M2 just skyrocketed and then collapsed again. Apparently. I'm going to try to reload this here. I don't know why that happened. All right, let's have another look here. Yeah, what is with the M2 chart right now? Look at this. Apparently the M2 just went parabolic and collapsed again. Apparently. I don't know what's up with that, but apparently it's not working right now. But that's not what we were looking for anyway. Let's go have a look. So here's the thing, right? We're talking about altcoin season here, all right? So the thing is, I know that the sentiment in the market is not kind of coinciding with everything about to go parabolic, but that's a good thing, right? It always happens when people are expecting the opposite, okay? Like, again, let's go look at Bitcoin dominance. Right? Look at us. Wait, let me get rid of the M2 here. Why the hell is the M2 going parabolic like that? All right. So look at us. Look at the Bitcoin dominance. It's almost back down at support. It's completely collapsed over the last 2 days again, falling back down. Very, very bullish for altcoin season, right? We'll continue to monitor these things. Let's go have a look at the total 2. Total 2 trying to break out of this bull panic to the upside. It's just got to break above these 2 resistance levels, previous cycle highs. No problem. We'll get there, right? Let's go have a look at the Russell. Russell had a little bit of a tick down today, but we're still so close to the previous cycle high, right? Once we break through there, altcoin season. So as you can see, all of the structural fundamentals of an altcoin season are in place right now, right? Altcoin season's at a 71. Bitcoin dominance is collapsing. The total 2, the total 3 look bullish. The Russell looks bullish. Like, everything looks good, right? And the fact that everyone's expecting a massive dump tells me that maybe the opposite's going to happen here, right? Hey, Rob, want to thank you for everything you have taught me and the video you made to help us start understanding to find info. Hey, oh yeah, the how to do proper research course that I'm building. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. 85 Crash, what's happening, man? Braveheart, can you feel it? It's coming in the air tonight. Life 1069 also, I'm on the bottom tier and I'm fine with that. I'll make it to the top tier after the cycle. Very nice, man. I can't wait to see you up there, my friend. I cannot wait to see you up there. Cliff, only pump or dump? Maybe I'm feeling sissy bullish. There she is, Gamma Goddess in the house. Good evening. Hope everyone's doing well. Let's get this money. Absolutely amazing coins. There's my guy. What's up? We just need your boy. We haven't seen your boy as much either lately. What's going on with you guys, man? Braveheart, creatine powder is amazing for brain health. Yeah, I drink some creatine with my BCAs whenever I am working out for sure. Green tea, we got Squirtle in the house. Second Pokemon of the day. Let's go. Cliff, more like lots of exercise, grade rubber bands, stretching out various workloads. Nice. Paul, good to see you, buddy. Over the Top is in the house. Cliff says 100% each. Do your own research. Huddle, what you believe in. Still early to the future. There you go. King of Ohio. Oh, Ohio. Braveheart, I personally prefer a little. Nice. I can't say that on here. Come on. Chris, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Benjamin, Ondo pumping. Take a peek. I already looked at Ondo. I already had a looky-loo at that. It's trying to break out. Braveheart. I'm not working out besides farm work. There you go. Easy. Yo. What's good, man? Good to see you, buddy. Penny Packer. Rob, can you look at Moonwell, please? I already did. That. Honey is fire. ROI potential. Absolutely it is. Also, how do you feel about Peak? Looking into it. Looks pretty huge. I love Peak. I hold a bag of Peak, a nice size bag of Peak. I'm very bullish on Peak. Absolutely. Peak is like a sleeper project that's going to be very big that people are not even paying attention to. Peak and Plume, two RWA plays, D-pin plays, people are completely flying over their heads, and they're going to miss it, right? D-Money, you should update your membership descriptions since daily Zooms and one-on-ones aren't. Yes, they actually are, D-Money. Yes, they actually are. So, yeah. Late night, super fantastic. Smash the like button. Fire prices now. If it drops more, I'm doubling down. Good evening, Rob. It's been a while. Bags are packed. There you go, Rodney. Good to see you, buddy. Up dog. What's up, dog? Would you hit a swing on that Ondo pump? Feel like markets? I don't mention my swing trades on the YouTube channel, man. We do that over on our trading group. So yeah, Japan's M2 had a glitch. Oh, that's why it's doing that. The M2 chart playing with our, yeah. It's a prediction. It's a prediction of what's about to happen, right? M2, show me the money. Triple J, what's happening? Is that swing trade pumping or is it dumping? Join to find out. Make that dollar bills, y'all. What's up, everyone? Love to see you live in this time slot again. Yeah, hey, we figured let's do it, man. Let's do it. Happy Tuesday, everybody, and thank you, Rob, for all you do. Hey, no problem, Ben. I appreciate you, man. All right, guys, let's get into the news a little bit here, shall we? Let's see what's going on around the crypto space. We haven't even touched on the news at all. Quick shout out, as always, guys, to the channel sponsor, Decent Biometric Wallet. Not your keys. You know what guys? Not your keys, not your coins. Guys, you can swap, take profits, and even stake your crypto right on your Decent wallet. Use our link down below. Get a 2-for-1 deal on the Biometric Wallet today. What else do we have? All right, let's hop right on into it here. Okay. Dana, good evening, everyone. What do you think XCN will get to? I could see it hitting its previous all-time high. And yes, it is still a good purchase. Amazing coins. Rob, just want to blame you for putting all this knowledge you have in my head. You're the best. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you, man. Surf Armory, good evening, Rob, and Pre-Rich family. Need to express my gratitude towards you. You pushed through your illness and continue to create content for us and do live calls, even when you're losing your voice. Hey, absolutely, man. I got to be there for the community, brother. You know what I mean? So here's a huge thank you for your dedication to all of us. I know you're stretched thin on time, and having guide our ship is a blessing. Hey, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. 8 p.m. live streams are better. Gives us a chance to reflect on the daily markets. There you go. Nebula, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. All right, let's keep this rolling here. Let's get into the news. All right, so analyst warns of altcoin rally risks before key Fed decisions. Analysts caution that altcoin markets may experience engineered volatility driven by upcoming U.S. macroeconomic indicators, specifically the PPI and CPI at the FOMC meeting, impacting retail traders globally. Such conditions could lead to significant financial fluctuations affecting altcoin valuations and trader sentiment, especially amid institutional positioning and speculative trading narratives. Altcoins face increased volatility as analysts warn of potential engineered rally before the U.S. macroeconomic events, including the PPI, CPI, and the FOMC decision. The current market scenario is reminiscent of historical setups that posed risks to retail traders. The Federal Reserve Chair, Jerome Powell, suggested inflation and labor market conditions may require monetary policy shifts. Crypto opinion leaders and data platforms are sounding alarms regarding speculative fervor in the altcoin market. Institutional interest in altcoins-based ETFs is rising, with Dogecoin and Chainlink attracting attention. Predictions of trillions entering the crypto market have stoked speculative buying, raising liquidation risks. Should prices falter, leverage in Bitcoin futures longs signals heightened risks. So like I told you guys earlier today in my video, it's going to be a bad week to do any kind of leverage trading. A lot of sharp ups and downs, a lot of liquidations are going to take place, making markets vulnerable to a potential trap. Market watchers advise caution amid the developing hype and open futures positions worth over $115 billion in open positions, guys. Crazy. Historically, dovish Fed pivots during the FOMC events have sparked intense but short-lived altcoin rallies. Past cycles show similar trends, leading to market corrections once speculative fervor wanes. Analysts speculate on increased ETF activity, potentially altering liquidity conditions after the announcement. So they're thinking we could see a rally into it and then a dump afterwards. Buy the rumors, sell the news, right? The Fed will start the money printers in Q4 of this year, along with 2 rate cuts, which means trillions will flow into the crypto market. We are about to enter a parabolic phase where altcoins will explode 10 to 15x. Let's frickin' go. To piggyback off of that, we have another piece here. Crypto market awaits U.S. CPI data. What's next for the Bitcoin price? Crypto markets are holding steady as investors await key U.S. economic data. With Bitcoin's price trading around 112,000, it's actually 110,900 right now. Futures now put a 100% probability of a September rate cut, split roughly 90% odds of 25 basis points versus 10% chance of a 50 basis point rate cut. Analysts note that Tuesday's preliminary 12-month job revision is likely to show 700,000 to 800,000 fewer jobs than originally reported, a factor that could influence the Fed's decision as much as later CPI and PPI readings. In the crypto market, the U.S. spot Bitcoin ETF saw 246.42 million in net inflows last week, while Ethereum's ETF suffered 787.74 million in outflows. So a lot of money flowed out of the Ethereum spot ETFs and into the spot Bitcoin ETFs. In turn, crypto market traders fully expect the Fed to cut rates and at its mid-September meeting. This development is likely to carry major implications for the broader financial sector, let alone the digital asset space. Standard Chartered now predicts a 50 basis point cut, up from prior 25 point outlook. Following the weak August jobs report. On the other hand, Morgan Stanley and Deutsche Bank still judged that only a 25 basis point. I agree. We're probably only going to see a 25 basis point cut, guys. Fed funds futures reflect this split. Markets assign roughly a 90% chance of 25 points and a 10% chance of 50 basis points. Today's release of the BLS annual benchmark jobs revision will be closely watched. Economists estimate it could trim the order of 700 to 800,000 jobs from March 2025 totals. Analysts note that with nearly 3 rate cuts priced in, the crypto market will be watching whether the revision triggers a push towards 50 basis points this September. Institutional crypto market flows have diverged sharply. The investors are now evaluating the potential move of institutions in the coming weeks. Data from Social Value indicate a spot Bitcoin ETF accumulated 246.42 million. I already read that part. I don't know why they're repeating it. Crypto market awaits the US CPI inflation and sentiment reports. The crypto market also awaits the crucial inflation figures this week. And this is key, guys. This is important. This set of data is likely to weigh on the investor sentiment while setting the stage for the Fed's next move. Later this week brings key inflation and sentiment data. U.S. wholesale inflation, so PPI, for August is due on Wednesday, which is tomorrow, followed by the August U.S. CPI on Thursday. So we are going to see over the next 2 days, markets are either going to pump violently to the upside or they are going to dump violently to the downside. That's why I'm telling you, it is not a good idea to be using any leverage trading right now, guys, because we have no idea what the CPI and PPI are going to entail. However, my guess is that they're going to reflect that inflation has ticked up a little bit, which is going to cause markets to dump, okay? That's what I don't want to say predicting, but that's what I am guessing is going to happen over the next 2 days, okay? What do we got? Ramona, where you been, Ramona? I haven't seen you in like 3 days. Thank you, Rob, for sharing your knowledge and wisdom. Bad days make me especially grateful for the community. Please hit the like. Future rich people, absolutely. Are you having a bad day, Ramona? That's not good. I'm sorry you're having a bad day. Jake the Snake, if alt season is here, then slap me silly and call me Goose because I didn't see. You must have, you know what? You were probably in the bathroom when it happened. That's what it was. We all sold while you were on the pooper. Maybe in the next 4 years, we can get you in on the next cycle. All right, let's segue over to some Squawk Box, guys. What's happening over there today? All right, so Rep. Jason Smith, we delivered the largest tax cut and spending reductions in history.
Congress is back in session. There are several big items on the agenda, including averting a potential government shutdown in 3 weeks. Join us now from Washington, House Ways and Means Chairman Jason Smith. It's important, I know, Mr. Chairman, the avoiding the shutdown, but people's eyes glaze over at this point. We figure it's going to get done. Can we talk about what's wrong with the name OBBB? What's wrong with you want to rebrand it? It's like, remember the Inflation Reduction Act and the derision? To this day, people are laughing about what that supposedly meant when we hit 40-year highs in inflation. What's wrong with OBBB?
There's nothing wrong with it, Joe. You have people talking about a rebranding. We have said all along in the Ways and Means Committee, the committee that created all the tax policy, that this is a tax cut for working families, whether it's the small business deduction, whether it's the 199A, whether it's the child tax credits, the no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. The one big beautiful bill includes taxes, it includes border security, it includes national defense, it includes cutting reckless spending and welfare reform. So there's a lot of things to it. However, when it comes to the tax policies, we have been providing all of the tax relief that's been focused towards tax relief for working families.
Is there going to be a part two?
I think that's a great question. I feel like that we delivered everything that the president promised to the American people and that he campaigned on in this bill, whether it was no tax on tips, tax relief for seniors, no tax on overtime, incentivizing manufacturing in the United States. These are all things that he campaigned on that we delivered in this bill.
Do you want to talk about Fed independence and what we've been seeing? Some people are, I guess, troubled about a couple of things. It almost, and I'm not going to bring up that old the Russian expression that you find me a man and show me a man, I'll find you a crime, something like that. But it just seems a little bit weird that we're told that there are tips and oh no, we heard that a certain person was, had claimed a couple of primary mortgages. But when it's within an agency that the president has a major problem with in terms of not cutting rates, we've already seen a lot of his comments about Jay Powell and about the renovation and the cost overruns. And then you see maybe even a couple of Fed officials that almost look like someone was directed to look closely at some of their finances. Is that saying too much? Is that not true? Does it just look that way?
Joe, there's several things to be concerned with, and that's why there needs to be some very strong oversight of a lot of the accusations, a lot of the actions. There's a lot of concerns. That area affects every single American. Interest rates affect every single American, and the actions within the Fed has a huge impact on every single American. So Congress has a duty to have aggressive oversight and review of them.
You almost sound like you don't want to be involved with a second or the writing of another reconciliation package. Do you think it would be too hard to get passed at this point with the midterms coming up? I mean, there are more cuts that a lot of Republicans would like, more rescissions that a lot would be proposing. Why do you seem like you're not thrilled about having to go through it again?
Joe, that's a great question. But if you recall, I was the first one advocating all along. We needed one bill to deliver all the things. There was points that the Senate wanted 2 or 3. And the reason why I did that, Joe, is I said, if you look at history, never before in the history of America has there been 2 partisan reconciliation bills that have ever been signed into law in the same year. Why do we think we can defy those odds is beyond me. And we delivered everything that we promised within the one big, beautiful bill.
Jason, we should give you credit for that because there were so many doubters at the time. A lot of us were skeptical about whether you could actually pull that off, that huge bill in such a way like that. You were the first one to talk about it, and you won out over the Senate's view on that. So yeah, kudos on actually calling it out and saying that you could get it done.
Thank you. We set out a plan all along. I can remember setting with the president early in the spring, pointing out that we can get this on his desk by July 4th. And in fact, that's what we did. It wasn't easy by any means. I joke around and I tell folks that I feel like that I sold kids I don't have to my colleagues to get this passed.
So
but
did you spend all of your capital? Like that's it. You got this up and over and now you owe everybody some way, shape, or form.
I hope to think I didn't, Becky, but I'll tell you, it was not easy. It was probably the largest, most difficult legislative feat that I've ever been a part of, but it was the largest tax cut in U.S. history. It was the largest spending cut in U.S. history. It was also the most significant welfare reforms in U.S. history. When you put that all into one bill, that's not easy, but we were able to get it through the finish line. It may have taken the vice president to be the tie-breaking vote in the United States Senate, and we could only lose 2 people in the House, and we lost 2 people. We did it just by the very, very slim margins.
Skin of our teeth, baby.
The Supreme Court were to uphold that recent tariff ruling, are you ready to spearhead some tariff legislation that allows the president to keep the tariffs on?
So we've definitely been working with the administration hand in glove in all of the conversations with foreign governments, with tariffs. I myself have talked with more than 20 different countries in the last 2 months. If the courts do upset the apple cart, then we're going to have to respond accordingly. That's what's appropriate and what's right. There's some very good agreements that's been out there, whether it's with the European Union, the United Kingdom, with Japan, with South Korea. We need to continue to have more of those agreements. We need markets to open because 96%, Joe, of the world's consumers are outside of the United States. It's important that we have open markets and that we're all being treated fairly.
Agreed. All right, so we got this topic I've been getting asked about time and time again here. The whole hack situation with the hardware wallets. Let's talk about it, guys. Light Warrior, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Did you bag and tag the specimen? Ethereum's. Here's the latest on the hack targeting Ethereum, Solana, and other altcoin chains. So Ledger's CTO, Charles, we're just going to call him Charles, recently released a new statement about the NPM attack targeting a popular software that has been downloaded over 1 billion times. He stated that the attack was unsuccessful and virtually no victims were affected. Well, then why would you call them victims? If they weren't affected, then they're not victims, right? They're just people, right? Targets, whatever. He explained that the attack began with a phishing email sent to fake NPM support domains, which allowed the attackers to steal developer credentials and release malicious package updates. This is why you don't ever click on anything, guys. I don't even care if it's an email from an exchange or your cold wallet or whatever it is. Don't open them. Who cares, right? Cares about it. 85 Crash says, according to the statistics, if everybody starts hitting the like and subscribe for a week straight on this channel, Rob will start pumping altcoins. Yep, it's true. I'm holding altcoin season. I'm holding it. I'm tied in my basement right now. I'm not letting it out until you guys start hitting the like and subscribe. The malicious code targeted web cryptocurrency activity, attempting to interfere with transactions on Ethereum, Solana, and other chains. Specifically, it attempted to steal user funds by directly manipulating wallet addresses in network responses. However, the attack was detected early and its impact was limited when errors caused crashes in the CI/CD continuous integration and continuous delivery processes. He pointed out that the asset held in software wallets and exchanges are at great risk and issued the following warning. If your funds are sitting in a software wallet, so a hardware, a hot wallet like Coinbase Wallet, Phantom, MetaMask, or an exchange, you can lose everything with a single code execution. Supply chain attacks continue to be powerful malware spread method. Guys, I've been telling you this, beating you over the head with it for months. Get a self-custody wallet. I literally have a link. You can get 2 for the price of 1 using my link. Keep your crypto safe. Ledger CTO reminded the hardware wallet that hardware wallets are safer against such threats and argued that security features such as clear signing and transaction checks show the user's suspicious activity. Beast Mode says, random fact, I benched 3 plates the other day. Plan to shoot for plates by the tippy top of alt season. 4 plates? I haven't benched 4 plates in about 4 years? 3 years? 4 years? Something like that. I don't even open non-spam emails. Good man, good man. Absolutely. So that's the latest and greatest on that, guys. What else do we have? Trump proposes bold tariff plans to shake the global economy. This year, President Trump has made headlines with his aggressive tariff policies, significantly impacting global trade dynamics. His every move in this arena seems to be correlated with shifts in Bitcoin price, creating ripples across financial markets. Now, according to sources from the Financial Times, Trump is suggesting imposing a 100% tariff on China and India, a measure he wants the European Union to execute. The implication of this bold proposal are intriguing as they unfold. So he wants the European Union to impose a 100% tariff on them alongside the United States, if I'm reading that correctly. According to sources familiar with the matter, Trump has a strategic proposal to potentially end that what's going on with that place in Russia, right? Discussions have increased as Russian movements have remained sluggish, prompting expectations of imminent sanctions. Just recently, the Financial Times released a headline citing a leak regarding Trump's suggestions. Trump articulated that the European Union should apply a 100% tariff on China and India for their trade relations with Russia. He staunchly believes that this would be a beneficial move. The president came this morning with the view that the most obvious approach here is for all of the U.S. all of us to implement dramatic tariffs and sustain these tariffs until the Chinese agree to halt their oil purchases. There's really not much else to do with the oil. So he wants everyone to gang up on them in terms of applying these tariffs, right? Not a bad idea, really. Not a bad idea. Currently, the situation is challenging. Russia's not making any substantive efforts towards resolution, and negotiations are not yielding the desired outcome. The aggression of Russia's. I can't read too much more of this, guys, because there's certain words you can't say on YouTube. So, but you get the point. So Trump's trying to get all the countries together and all impose 100% tariffs on China to stop the purchasing of that oil. So very, very interesting stuff. Bold strategy. Let's see if it works, Cotton. All right, what else do we have? Let's segue back over to Squawk Box. Tola dropping that cheddar. Thank you so much, my dude. I appreciate you. Hey, I appreciate you. All right, what else do we have over here on Squawk Box? New funding round allows us to bring value into the semiconductor industry. This has been a hot topic, guys, for the U.S. economy.
AI startup Mistral AI announcing a nearly $2 billion Series C funding round led by chipmaker equipment giant ASML. Mistral now valued at nearly $14 billion. Joining us right now, the founder and CEO of Mistral AI, Arthur Mensch. It's great to see you this morning. Congratulations on the new fundraising. I think the big question now is what do you do with the money and how do you compete with all these other players as everybody seems to be racing against each other?
Well, what do we do with the money? We're going to be investing it in continuing to be a Frontier AI lab. As you've seen, this is a partnership that allows us to go more into verticals to bring value into high-end industry, which is the semiconductor industry. And so we're very happy and very excited by what's coming next. We'll be investing this money in training better models in physics, training better models in all of the capabilities that we need. And of course, in our growth across the globe, in Europe, in the US, where we're growing very fast as well, and in Asia.
Is there a fight for talent at the same level in Europe as we are hearing about in Silicon Valley, this idea that there are people who are being offered $50, $100 million checks to come work at these labs?
Well, I mean, Europe is a great place to hire from. It's one of the places where you have the best schools in computer science and in mathematics. So we do benefit from a very strong employer brand, and it goes very well with the end-to-end AI offering for which we're defining the category, where not only do we bring product, but we also bring a unique expertise in building models and in connecting models to context and data. And so the employer brand that we have in Europe has allowed us to build a very strong forward deployed team that we send along with our product to actually create a ROI with enterprises.
But in terms of just being able to compete for this talent, when we read these headlines, I mean, we're constantly reading new headlines about Meta picking off, this team, and OpenAI picking off this team, and Google trying to do this and do that. Is that, I mean, you're competing among that group. How complicated and difficult is that at this point?
Well, it's turning out to be quite okay for us. We are actually able to constantly hire people from big tech. I think the culture that we promote, which is a culture of science, a culture of transparency as well, is something that AI scientists, to be honest with you, are really looking for. And so if we look at the competition that we have with Meta and Google, well, we've been hiring around 40 or 50 people from these companies. So far, I think we're doing well.
When you sort of look out a couple of years from now at this space that you're in, and there are a whole bunch of players, obviously, do you say to yourself, there's only going to be 2 or 3 or 4 of them? Do you think that there's going to be thousands of them? What does the competitive landscape ultimately look like in your mind?
Well, I think we are defining a category where there is basically no other player, in that we are bringing a fully integrated solution from infrastructure. We've announced Mistral Compute a couple of months ago with NVIDIA. So from infrastructure to models to solutions. And it's actually, if you look at enterprises' needs today, if they only take models, in general, they struggle and they end up having zero ROI. And so our focus is to bring ROI to enterprises, to all of the enterprises that we work for, so ASML, CMS, AGM, for instance. And to do that, not only do we bring models, but we bring all of the stack that allows to build the custom applications, and we bring the expertise that is lacking in those enterprises. So in that respect, I think we're defining a category that is playing out to be extremely important and will play out to be very important in the coming years. And if you look at the few labs that are able to do frontier AI, well, we're probably the only one in Europe, and there won't be that many of them because it's actually a fairly costly endeavor, and also the reason why we are raising and announcing this fundraise today.
The other big question right now is whether we are in a gold rush or some kind of sugar rush as it relates to sort of the broader economy, which is being propped up to some degree by all of the spending in AI, and yet the cash flow around AI, for the most part, doesn't necessarily add. The math does not get you there. And we just learned yesterday or earlier, I think in the past week, that OpenAI, for example, had hoped to be able to break even sooner than they had originally planned to break even sooner, and then now believes that to keep up effectively, they're going to have to spend $80 billion more than anticipated. And so the question is when I don't know if you can see me, but when do the lines cross? Meaning, when do you get to a point where these things are profitable enterprises, or even just not money losing enterprises?
I think what matters there is the long-term value of our customers. So they need to be creating value out of AI systems. And so for this, they will need help. I think it will take a decade for them to fully transform the way they operate and to fully transform their product. So that's a decade of growth for us. What matters there is, first, you need to create long-term value for your customers so that you can actually get a cut of it. And then you need to have contained spending in what you do on the infrastructure side. And so in that respect, since we've only burned around 400 million since our inception 2.5 years ago, I think we've been spending less than 1% of what our competitors in the US have been doing. And still we've been able to release models that are now on the podium in terms of human preferences. So what matters is to spend not too much and then to make money by creating value with customers. And for us strategically, we think it only comes with an end-to-end integrated solution offering.
When chaos. Yes, when Otaku gets here. Where is Otaku anyway? Where's the man? Where's the chaos man himself? Beast mode. What's up, buddy? We are on the precipice of life-changing money. Thank you, God, for this opportunity. Ready to fly, visualize, execute. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. All right, we got this final clip here, guys. $12 trillion BlackRock CIO just said live on CNBC that everyone has to add Bitcoin to their portfolio.
What do you think the ideal portfolio is supposed to look like today? We're surrounded by investors. We're surrounded quite literally by financial advisors who are thinking about that. Retail investors who are watching. I mean, what does it look like today?
Very different than the past. So maybe I'll start with the equity market. I mean, the first thing I would say, we're going through the most extraordinary technology dynamic I've ever seen before. I would stay long equities. By the way, you can buy vol, you can buy volatility very cheaply to manage your exposure. I'd stay long equities oriented to where growth in technology is. In fixed income, income is amazing. You're still clipping 6%. Would I stay 5 years in on the curve? I'd still clip that coupon. We're extending a little bit out. And then quite frankly, I mean, there's some interesting things to do in privates, bespoke markets. And I think hard assets have to enter the equation today. Gold, Bitcoin, things that give you a little bit of ballast in the portfolio against potential for currency depreciation.
When you talk about Bitcoin should be part of the portfolio, what kind of percentage are you thinking about? Is it a 5%, which generally seems to be what people are talking about, more or less?
It seems high to me. So I run our global allocation fund.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're running long equities. You know, we're heavy income. You know, we're running, you know, in the 3 to 5% region on gold. Gold strikes me today as a better currency hedge. Bitcoin tends to trade with vol, tends to trade with the NASDAQ. So we're running considerably lower than that in crypto. I just think it's going to go up, and I think it's a good expression. But 5 seems high to me, but it depends where you are in your life and how much risk you want to take.
Well, we'll see you on the stage, the big stage. I said as the headline speaker, the keynote today. Rick Reeder, thank you.
There you go, guys. There you go. If all the news we've gotten this year positive in crypto, how would the markets react last bull run? We had a lot of good news in the last bull run. People just don't remember because of recency bias, right? We had all kinds of fantastic news in the last bull run, right? People just forget. They forget, right? People look back on the last bull run like it was all sunshine and rainbows and stuff like that. Meanwhile, in the final 12 months of that cycle, there was 15 corrections that ranged from 11% to 44%. But people forgot every single one of them. And they talk like it was just up and to the right the whole time, right? Loisy, hoping to become at least a one-coiner next bear market. Oh, absolutely, with the Patreon's help. 100%, brother. 100%. We'll get you there, man. We'll get you there. All right, guys, so let's go look again over at the Bitcoin. What's happening over there? All right, so just hanging on to that $111,282. See what happens tomorrow and Thursday, guys. CPI, PPI, going to decide the next 8 weeks of our lives, maybe 12 weeks of our lives. We'll see what happens. Keep it locked here, guys. Listen, jump over. We have an open trade we just opened about just before this live stream started over on the Patreon. I think it's going to be a big one, guys. Join our trading group today over in the Patreon community. The link is down below. It's in the chat. It's in the description. It's in the pinned comments. It's everywhere you want to be. You can book your one-on-one coaching calls over there. I'm also putting together, guys, this is juicy. I'm also putting together courses, okay, that you get free as a Patreon member. You get all the courses for free. How to do research, how to find microcap gems, and technical analysis training courses, all free as a Patreon member. So jump aboard today, guys. Check it out for yourselves. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.